In the year 2000, I had severe pain in my abdomen, and I went into the hospital and I was told that I had a cardiovascular disease and a liver condition, as well as post-traumatic depression. I really want God to come through for me.
My name is Lilian Tibarokoka, and this is my testimony. My name is Lilian Tibarokoka. I am a Ugandan. I am 54 years old. I came to the healing school in 2014 because my life was a whole lot of mess. I had too much, I had gone through a lot of affliction for 15 years, and lots of things, needed attention. And it was most of the things were really, hopeless. I was diabetic. I had rheumatoid arthritis. I also had liver disease. I also had cardiovascular, disease. I was asthmatic, and I had had several surgeries, major operations, about 15 of them. And I had a post-traumatic disorder and depression, and also severe insomnia for 6 straight years. It was difficult for me to, to close or shut up and sleep. And it all started in the year 2000 when I first went to the hospital because I had severe abdominal pain. And because they weren't seeing anything in the normal way, the doctors decided to do what they called a laparotomy to try and go into my abdomen and look out for what the problem was. And when they opened me up, they discovered that actually my uterus was fibrous, so they removed it or did what they called a hysterectomy.
And during that time, she had one surgery after another, almost really towards the grave. It was really bad. One time she had to be flown to Johannesburg, South Africa, emergency. It was really very fast for surgery. She was really almost dying, and it was really a harrowing experience.
And my whole life, was a mess. I developed many other complications as a result of those operations. The asthma setting around about that time, the heart problems setting around that time, and all these other complications, developed around about that time. Most disheartening is most of these conditions were incurable. And all these years, all these 15 years, I had to be on medication. There wasn't a single day that I spent without swallowing medicine. It was either a tablet or 2 or 10 or even 20 sometimes, depending on how, the condition was at the time. So it was, it was a very difficult time, not just for me, but also for the family. I could not bend. I could not climb ladders or stairs. If I tried, my heart would go pum, 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 pum. I could not do anything in the house anyway. I couldn't cook. I couldn't, I wasn't able to do anything. At the time, it was difficult for me to be where there was a group of many people because of the heart condition. If I sat in a group that had so many people, I would have panic attacks. Like my heart would just start, pumping, and it was oppressive and really depressive. And I could not drive. The doctors had told me to not try driving at all. So for several years, I was not able to drive, and life was bad. I hated me. I hated myself. I was not just sick physically. My inner man was very miserable. He was, I just didn't like myself. I hated me.
So eventually, I just decided enough is enough. We have had enough. So I went and bought her Healing from Heaven, the second volume. And every day I would go there and read it to her and read a testimony to her of a person who was healed and so on. So I suggested to her that we need to go to the healing school.
As soon as I entered healing school, first I was impressed by the way we were welcome, the warmth. It's like as if you're coming to a place and a place of solutions, and seeing all these people that had all these conditions was in a way devastating, but also it meant that there must be something here that brings all these people. It was so amazing. I'd been a Christian several years, but listening to the word was now like, where have I been? How have I been reading my scriptures? And where has faith been all this time? It was like, I can't wait for that special day when the man of God, Pastor Chris, would come to minister to us. And that special day came, and it was beautiful. Indeed, it was amazing. Entering, into that auditorium that day, from the worship was awesome. It was, it was beautiful. I remember lying on that couch, and I kept on having this cold breeze blow over me. Sometimes it was cold, sometimes it was warm, sometimes it was, just a feeling of anticipation, and it was beautiful. Listening to the testimonies, especially a testimony of this one man that had been brought in by an ambulance, playing his clip before the man appeared, felt like, really, can this man be healed? Is it possible? Is this man even alive? And then he came running to the stage, and I felt like I could run with him. I could join him actually to run. For me, it was like as if I was already out of those conditions, and now healing had already happened. And then the man of God, Pastor Chris, walked in. And my goodness, it was like as if the whole building had been engulfed, in God's glorious presence. You could feel. I knew that God had walked in. Like my anticipation, like my faith was, if only I could touch, if only I could see him. And he started ministering to people. I had a privilege of being among the last people he ministered to, and I was able to see all these people, all the people that that he prayed over, the people that were oppressed by demons, as they screamed and they left them, the people that had broken necks and they were healed, people throwing away their crutches, people jumping up out of their wheelchairs. Then he came to me. That day will forever be embedded in my, in my body, in my mind. It's like I remember seeing him and seeing God's love in his eyes, seeing his mercy. Looking in his eyes, I could see love and mercy. And then he laid his hands on me, and the things that happened were like, in the twinkling of an eye, lots of things happened in my, in my body. And then in that stance, he said, he rebuked the spirit of affliction. And then instantly I felt like, I was free and I could sleep. And then he picked my hand and said, woman, you are free and you are healed.
You're free.
My goodness. I felt power go through my head, down through my body. He was still holding my hand, and I remember like running away, letting loose and running off, and I went like spinning. I can bend, I can sleep. I sleep when I want and wake up when I want. That's very amazing. I like that. I just need to decide I'm going to sleep, and I will sleep and wake up only and when I want. Life is amazingly good. Praise the Lord. Special thanks to you, the partners. Like I've always thought, it's amazing that you can attend school without school fees, but I did attend school at the healing school without paying a penny, and I did not pay a penny, but I came away with healing, with health, and for me, I don't take that for granted. Thank you so very much, partners. May the good Lord reward you abundantly.